Hello everyone, happy Friday. Well, it's 12:20 right now, so 12:20 in the morning, so I guess Saturday. It is Kane Pereira, also known as the Kaneologist, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about DeepSeek and how powerful it is basically. So I recently just built a full stack application where I created a custom form builder, and it's using React, Laravel on the back end, and PSQL as my database. Those of you guys that don't know what PSQL is, it's PostgreSQL, and it's just one of the alternatives. You can use MySQL. I prefer Postgre just because it's easier to set up, and it's got this tool here called pgadmin 4, and it just lets you easily view what's going on in the database. For example, there's 3 entries here, and you could just take a look at that directly. So what I used for the endpoint testing while I was building this was Postman. So as you can see here, I have a form update, which is taking some sort of ID and some dummy data, and it's got a 200 status. So that was me when I was testing things. But for now, I want to kind of get into how the app works. So I'll do a quick run through. So first I want to start by activating the backend in Laravel, so PHP artisan serve. This will run on localhost 8000. That's the port it's on for the back end, and for the front end, we go npm start. It's going to be on localhost 3000, so port 3000. So as you can see here, this is the application. And if you guys are wondering why I'm talking fast, it's because LinkedIn only lets you upload 6-minute videos at a time, so I'm trying to get through this quickly. Here you can add a bunch of different things here, and the nice part about React, it's got a drag and drop feature, so you can kind of customize it on the fly. So for example, Kane's date. So this is basically a date picker option, so you can pick a date here, and then similar to how you would do so on one of those job application forms. So I also have an add file upload here. So for example, I created a bunch of cover letters, right? So let's put cover letter, and then I want to choose file. I'll choose software developer and test or something like that as my cover letter. It lets you do that here. So let's see what it would look like once I'm done customizing everything. I want to preview it. So now I click preview form, and it shows you exactly all the selection items that you picked in your form builder here. So all these items in the bottom row and the second row up top. And then I want to save it. So I'm going to say Kane's cover letter form. So right now, take a look here. It's not in the database yet. So I'm going to save it now. Form saved successfully. Now I'm going to refresh, and then view. Boom. Kane's cover letter form. There we go. So now it's saved in the database. So for example, now that it's here, what if I want to change it? What if I don't like what's on here? Right, so let's load the form from the database. So for example, I can go through any of these IDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go to number 5. I can load the form. Let's say I want to rearrange this to the 3rd item. Take a preview, and then exit the preview. And I want to change it from Kane's date to master calendar. Now it'll show up as master calendar, and then I can pick a date on the fly like this, and then I could save the form too once I'm satisfied with it, and it'll save to the database. So this lets you have control over how it's displayed, how items are displayed, if you want to go back into the database and change something. So here is the kicker. Let's have DeepSeek open here. I have never actually used Laravel in my life before. I've written code in PHP, but I've never used the framework Laravel. So I actually wrote the initial code in React, and I have experience with PSQL, but I've never worked with Laravel. So what I did was I used DeepSeek to kind of fill in the gaps for me, to kind of get Laravel set up, to kind of get all my endpoints ready, and then I tested it all on Postman. So that's the neat thing. It's so powerful that even if you don't know a specific part of what you're trying to build in your project, you can fill in that gap with DeepSeek. You can use ChatGPT too. I was just really curious to see, let's say if I had layman's knowledge of a topic, could DeepSeek help me fill in that gap? And I was able to do that with this form builder here. So if you want to see all the steps on how I went through everything from start to finish, I have it listed in my blog below. So I encourage you guys to check that out. And if you want to try and build that and modify it, be my guest. I'll put the source code, I'll link it in the blog. Thank you.